One. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Soggy Conversations podcast. I'm your co-host Carter, and that's your other co-host, Sir Wolfgang. He's rocking a fresh, hot haircut and a nice clean shave. And
Mm-hmm.
I am rocking a not clean shave, but it really doesn't make a difference. I talked about it last episode, how I complain about my wife not noticing. This is like a week's of hair growth. Do you notice a difference?
Not really, no.
What if I get a flashlight? Give me 1 second. Let's get a flashlight.
I mean, to be fair, it took me like 2 to 3 years to grow my stubble, so that's not a lot.
If I put a flashlight,
I can definitely see it there.
oh man, I love you. I'll shave. I swear to God, she doesn't notice, and it makes me want to cry. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a while since we did an episode. Uh,
Yeah,
maybe a month. I don't
I
know,
was gonna say like about a month.
but it's been. I mean, it's been wild over here. Been doing a lot of random stuff. A lot of random stuff. We had to help my wife's grandma. She lives in Nagasaki. We had to help her clean. We had to go there a few times. She's 81 years old and demolished us in ping pong. Just demolished us in table tennis.
Yeah, I saw you posted about that.
Yeah. Well, behind the post was tears. There was tears on my phone.
I figured I could read it through your words.
Yeah, you could hear
Like I could feel it, man.
we're on a different level of friendship. The connection is so strong. And
We're
then
like twins.
we're like twins. Outside the fact that I have an actual twin. So outside my real twin, I have Leo as my twin. And then we went
Even
traveling
though
with her family.
you're almost nice. I could say even though you're what, almost a year older than I am.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm turning 23 tomorrow, Japan time.
Oh,
Yeah, 23, dude. That's wild, bro.
yeah.
What the flippity flaps? What the flip flap? Dude, what the flip? Oh God. I've been doing a lot of random impressions today. Just before you hopped on to the Zoom meeting, I was doing, I'll kiss every man and woman here. Every man, look at this guy. He's so handsome. I'd kiss him. Not with a lot of enjoyment. You ever heard that?
I have not, no.
Oh goodness. It's hang on. I mean, you could tell who it was just by the voice.
Yes.
Did you see that Biden called President Zelensky President Putin?
I heard about it, but I didn't see it.
He said something. He was like, the president who's leading our fight against Putin in Russia, ladies and gentlemen, the president of Ukraine, President Putin.
Oh my
Meanwhile,
God, he's fighting himself.
it's an inner battle. It's like one of those philosophical battles you see in the movies. And then he like does his weird like Muppets walk off, and then he comes back, and then he comes back and he's like, "No, he's gonna beat Putin. He's gonna." And Zelensky's just kind of like, "Okay, it's all right. It's okay." God, I hope that guy's okay.
See people, and I know it's risky to do that, but you have to do what you have to do. You know, I'm the president. I can't sit in the basement and say, let's wait this thing out. I'm not going to do that. And now I'm immune, they tell me. I'm immune. I could come down and start kissing everybody. Kiss every guy, man and woman, man and woman. Look at that guy, how handsome he is. I'll kiss him. Not with a lot of enjoyment, but that's okay.
Say what you want about President Trump, but that dude is so funny. They say I'm
Yeah.
immune. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, let's get this out of the way before we talk about anything else. The terrible events on last weekend,
Hmm.
insane. Broke my heart. I woke up and I couldn't sleep.
Wow, really?
I woke up to the news and I couldn't get back to sleep. Dead serious. I I
Wow.
I just hate violence on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm pretty sensitive about it. And then, you know, oh, and Kyle Gass on his birthday the very next day. And look, I love Kyle and I love Tenacious D so much. They're such an inspiration to me. They make dumb jokes that are kind of always right on the edge of too far. And look, Kyle's not a young dude anymore,
No, he's not.
you know? And I think he just made a really dumb joke and a really bad timing. Really bad joke, a really
Mm-hmm.
bad time too soon.
I
And
mean, yeah, when you have to think of like a joke on the fly, and something like that is presumably buzzing through your head, that's probably what's gonna come out.
yeah, can you imagine being like someone who really doesn't like Trump, right? And I don't think
Yeah,
oh my
I
God,
don't have to imagine that.
right. So like, and God, I would hope nobody wishes death on anybody, but
No,
when you're trying to think of a joke
no, that's
on the fly, that's probably what unfortunately comes out of his mouth. Now, here's my thing: is I don't like either
mhm,
of them, and then but I care about them both, if it makes sense, because they're both the
yeah.
president, and I disagree with both of them on so much. And so that happens to Trump over the weekend, and then Biden comes down with COVID. Biden's like 87,000 years old in 3 days, and the last time he had a cold, he was a zombie on the stage. The debate. Look, we finally beat Medicare. Yeah, you beat it. You beat it dead with a stick. What? Wait a minute. And then did you see? Oh, RFK Jr. debated himself that night on Twitter.
I did not see that. No,
Oh, I wish I was joking. So he paid money to buy a real stage and live stream himself next to the live stream of them. And when the moderator would ask a question to those two, RFK also answered. Well, look, I think this country is a serious problem. Oh, but to be fair, he had plenty of time to talk between Biden thinking.
yeah,
Look, the deal is anyway. But yeah, it's been wild because the news all over Japan since then is Biden. Up until last weekend, it was Biden. And what's funny is it shifted really quickly again from Trump back to Biden, because then he did the interview with CNN where he almost was getting kind of threatening to Lester. That was really funny too. He goes, "Where you been, man? I've done 25 big events. Where you been? Come on, man." And he was like, really, "Why don't you ask questions about the other guy?" "We do." "No, you don't." "Huh?" So now you have two old guys who are just too stubborn, and then one guy with worms in his brain. Remember, what was it? I think you and I both voted for Joe Jorgensen in 2020, right?
yes,
Joe
yep.
Jorgensen. We went out of, and you know, I didn't get a sticker for that. So you know what I
You
did?
didn't.
I went back and I pulled my vote back out. I said, "No sticker, no vote." No, I'm just kidding. You can't do that. You can't do that. So what I did is there was this old lady outside celebrating with her children that she voted again. And she's like, "Oh, I'm 98 and still voting." She was so I rocked her jaw, really good punch, and I took her sticker. I said, "Bitch, who voted? You voted? No voted." And I walked away with the sticker. I was really happy about that. And then like I went and I posted like a really wholesome photo of me smiling with my family with the sticker. And then I attended the lady's funeral and said this COVID-19 is taking too many lives. It's too many lives. It's a
That's what I
tragic.
named my fist.
Yep. COVID-19, the brother. COVID 20. And if any of you motherfuckers try to steal my stickers next election, and her husband, ripe age of 101, stood up and he goes, You took everything from me. And I had my Thanos moment. I don't even know you. What you gonna do about it? That's what I said. What you gonna do about it? So then I threatened him for a boxing match. I go, let's go into the boxing and see what happens. See what happens. As soon as the bell rang, ding, 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 found out he was a professional boxer. I was dead. I was
Oh
done. It was
shit.
over.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. It was very sad.
Went through the local news stations. Crazy. Then guess what happens after that?
What?
You thought she was dead, but out comes on a motorcycle the wife, jumps off a motorcycle, fucking RKO out of nowhere, and I'm dead, bro.
Boom.
They killed me. I'm dead. And then because I was dead, I voted for Biden. Well, anyway, so let's get to what we really want to talk about, which would be either some interesting stories from me being here in Japan, experiencing racism for the first time in my life, or it's not like bad racism, it's just kind of funny, you know, or let's see, embarrassing stories from our youth, or scary ghost stories. I'll tell a quick story. If while I tell that, if you could think of any stories from your childhood that are quite funny or embarrassing that I might not know. Okay, I think you've already got one in your mind. All right, here we go. So basically, what am I gonna tell? Okay, so I was meeting my wife's grandparents on the father's side, and they live in the country. There are zero foreigners there, and they were really trying to be polite. They had mentally prepared themselves that they were about to see an outsider for the first time, because that's what they call foreigners here, because it's an island, so they call them outsiders. So they were really mentally preparing themselves for the fact that there was going to be an outsider, and they didn't know how tall I was going to be, how big I was going to be. Like here in Japan, I'm a titan, and there is nobody my size here, and when there is, they're usually also not Japanese. So they meet me, and they did pretty well, to be fair. The grandmother goes, "Oh wow, you're big," and I go, "That's what your grand?" No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. So
Thanks. You can call me well hung.
oh shit. Oh, all right. Okay, so it's one of those old-fashioned houses in Japan. This is not really that important, but I just wanted to mention this. And it's like only tatami mats, so you have to take your shoes off. And this only the sliding doors. It's like one of those old samurai houses. It's so cool. And then they're like, okay, so we have to pray before we eat. I'm like, oh, okay. So everybody prays. They like hit a bowl. They spin this little thing around this vibrating bowl, and then they pray. So I do it too, and I'm really trying to be respectful of the culture. And then they're like, okay, so now we're gonna go over and meet my cousin. I go, okay, that's no problem. You know, I speak Japanese, so I'm not worried about anything like this. So I get over there, and I didn't even get to speak before the aunt had a full blown panic attack in terror of a foreigner. And all she kept saying was foreigner. There was not a lot else in between foreigner. It was like when you play a major scale on an instrument and how every few notes a note repeats. Yeah, it was like that, but foreigner was the repeating note. She was like, "Oh, is that an outsider? Is that a foreigner?" And I go, "Yes, yep, I'm a foreigner. I'm trying to be really polite." I'm so sorry. I've never seen a foreigner before. I'm so scared that there's a foreigner here. I'm so shocked that there's a foreigner. I'm so sorry that you're a foreigner. I'm so shocked. I'm like, huh? And then all of a sudden, like my wife and my brother-in-law kind of start laughing, but I'm trying to calm her down. And like I said, I'm a Titan, and she's so small. So then she's like 87 years old. She goes to get on her knees to apologize. And then we're like, no, 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 it's okay. Then she goes, I'm sorry you're a foreigner. I go, I'm sorry too. I didn't know what else to say. Yep, me too. Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. And then there's always on top of that, little kids in the country don't know what I am. So they'll stare at me forever. And sometimes they'll stare and smile or stare and laugh because they think I look weird. Or sometimes they stare and laugh because they think that I'm handsome because they'll sometimes say that. And I like to hear that because it's super cute. Like yesterday or 2 days ago, there's a baseball game. This little girl was just nonstop staring at me. And she kept like reaching out for me for like a high five. So I gave her a high five. She was really cute. Like maybe 4. Anyway, that was my racist
In
experience.
in 10 years, I'll be dating her.
That would only make her 13. Stop it. That's so creepy.
That's something the guy actually said though.
Yeah, Trump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know she was 5, and he goes, give her 10 years, I'll be dating her. That's wow, she's beautiful. Give her 10 years, I'll be dating her. Sir, she's still only 12. 10 years. Wow.
Make it 6.
Make it 6? What the hell? It's a brand new a woman gets pregnant. What the? Ooh, it's crazy. Anyway, my mom texted me. I guess there was a car fire. Not her car, but somebody else's car. Ay, ay, ay. I'm off the clock. I don't care about cars right now. Um, yeah, so there's a pregnant woman, and Trump walks up to the belly. Wow, beautiful shape. In 10 years, I'll be dating her. What? I'm sorry, sir. What? Look at this guy. Look how handsome he is. I'll kiss him. Not with a lot of enjoyment, but that's okay. Sir, it's an infant. Sometimes you see a handsome guy, and he's a handsome guy. I look at him, I go, wow, he's so handsome. And you think about it, and you think about how you gotta kiss a handsome guy. He's so handsome. I've never seen a handsome guy like this guy before. In 10 years, perhaps I'll be dating him. Not with a lot of enjoyment.
Have him meet me in 18 years and I can consider doing it with tongue.
When he's 21, he can finally drink before, finally enjoy a drink.
Mm.
But we don't want to break too many laws.
Just enough. Just enough laws.
Just there's a limit. Official act, presidential immunity, official act. Sir, you weren't even president at the time. You weren't even thinking of running for president. Wrong. Sir, you weren't even president because you'd be in jail. You can't do that. It doesn't work here. It doesn't work. You want to talk about what I've done? Bill Clinton is worse than Bill Cosby.
I already told you I will accept the results of the election if they are fair and legal. We don't need to go over this.
If it's fair and legal, sir, they found no illegal action in the last election. Run. Sir, there was 63 court cases. 62. There were 62 court cases. They didn't find anything illegal or insecure about this election. That's what the Dems want you to believe. Did you watch Joe Biden's speech shortly after?
I did not, but I heard about it.
Shortly after, President Trump, the terrible thing happened to President Trump. Biden comes out. Biden gives a speech at the desk. He goes, we don't solve our differences with bullets. We solve it at the battle box, he says. He's trying to think ballot box. So it's like, okay, surely he won't say it again. He'll correct himself. That's what we do. We do it. We solve it at the battle box. He repeats it. I'm like, wait a minute, no. Biden, no. He goes,
My mind instantly goes to like a boxing ring.
yeah. Yeah, so then you just imagine like Trump and Biden just boxing.
Trump hits Joe once and Joe just dies instantly.
Oh. That's the thing is, everybody's trying to say that Trump is just as mentally gone as Biden or just as gone. Trump is still the same weirdo that you see in 2009 when he started The Apprentice. He's the same person. There is no difference. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But it's still the same guy. Biden, even against 2020, is not the same guy.
No, not at all.
And I found a post in my memories from 2019 saying, why are we letting Joe Biden run? He's too old. He doesn't even remember that he was the vice president for Obama because he forgot it on stage. And then we elected him and we had him for 4 years. And what do you think happens? These diseases get pretty bad pretty quickly. They're an exponential growth. Now, what people in the media want us to believe is that he is not, in fact, unhealthy and that this picture of him is real. Just give me one moment. Folks, listen.
I fucking wish that was real, dude.
RFK looks like that, dude. It's so scary. There's no way.
I know.
There's no way RFK isn't on drugs, but it makes no sense because RFK looks so buff and scary and then talks like the vocal cords are the worm.
Well, it's because the drugs probably shrunk his testicles.
Oh, that's possible. But not this guy. Not this guy. Folks, you ever anyway. Everybody be so fucking scared. Yes, sir. Yes, I have. Yes, I have, sir. Everybody be so terrified.
He's just fucking doing the debate while lifting 1,000-pound weights.
He gets angry at like he still can't move because he's getting old, but he's still buff. He gets angry at something that Trump's saying. He just fucking breaks the podium. Now you listen here. Crashes it in like the Hulk. Now that's a whole bunch of malarkey. Still the most polite old language that you could think of, but he's just breaking stuff out of anger. God, I'm flabbergasted. Lifts up the podium and throws it. Sweet Joseph, Jesus, and Mary.
I've never heard such malarkey.
This malarkey I'm hearing is such. You're. We finally beat Medicare. Oh. And then they argued about golf. That was probably the best part of the whole debate. That made me feel like, yep, we're in good hands. We're in great hands. It actually almost made me feel a little bit sad. So have you thought of any, this is such a random, just bouncing all over the place. Did you get a chance to watch the last episode?
No, I didn't.
It
I
was it,
skimmed through it, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
it was pretty funny actually. I when I went to rewatch it, it's I had to edit out the chunks that were just not funny or interesting at all. But then it was funny. It became funny. And you know what? I thought about it. It's like the first few episodes of a podcast. We're only on episode 3. We have to figure out our leggings, find our find our legs while we do this more. That's what I was trying to say. Fuck, English is hard, dude. You know what else is hard? The floor.
Me.
Oh,
Oh, that's what you're at. Yeah, the floor's pretty hard too. Just ignore that.
wait, what's the meme that was like, show me? Where was that meme? Where it's like, ah, shit. I don't remember. Have you seen the boys?
No, it's one of those shows I've been meaning to watch, but never gotten around to it.
So I didn't either. Back in COVID era, I tried to watch it. I watched 4 episodes and stopped watching it because I just got into playing the Spider-Man game. I just got my PlayStation 4 for my twin brother and never went back. So now living in Japan, when I wake up in the day, sometimes if my wife's at school or something, I have so much time and it's so boring. Yesterday, I spent the time just playing the ocarina and the guitar, but I started watching The Boys and oh, it is amazing. Do you have Amazon Prime?
I do, yeah.
Dude, I don't think I could recommend a TV show more other than Attack on Titan. That's the best TV show that has ever been created ever by the grace of God himself,
Except for SpongeBob.
except for SpongeBob. But Attack on Titan is an untouchable show. Purely, I mean, I think in the top 10 IMDb episodes of all time of any show in the whole world, Attack on Titan's got 5 episodes. And number 1, I think, is Breaking Bad. Number 2 is Attack on Titan, as well as
That's
number
another
3.
that's another really good show if you haven't watched it.
I watched, I think, 4 episodes of Breaking Bad, and that was when I was in school. And then the new season of The Walking Dead came out, and I never went back. And then The Walking Dead was ass in that season, so then I never went back to that either. So I lost both AMC shows. But that was back, what, I want to say 2017. You believe that
But
shit?
yeah, no, wow. But yeah, no, if you ever get the chance, you should definitely watch Breaking Bad. It gets really, really fucking good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like one of those shows that are a masterpiece, where it
It
is
is.
meticulously crafted every single part. To quote
Mm-hmm.
Homelander from The Boys, it was perfect. Everything down to the last minute detail. Like, and The Boys is seemingly like one of those shows too. It seems like it's all kind of planned out and it just shocks the shit out of you, dude. I remember I was watching last night and I pooped my pants because I was like, what? It's scary, dude. It's a scary show. Homelander's terrifying, dude. His red eyes. He shoots lasers because he's like Superman. But it's not cool like Superman. It's scary. Scary shit. I recommend it. I really do. And if you watch it, I would love to hear what you think. It's so good. You'll know what kind of show you're in for within the first 10 minutes.
From what I've heard, I feel like I already kind of know what I'm in for.
Oh, probably. Probably. You probably know. So I've been waiting all day. This is so random. We always go on tangents. I'm so sorry. By we I mean me. Um, I've been waiting for Trump's speech at the RNC. You know what the RNC is?
Yeah.
Um, and he just has all these random people yapping. Now, what I appreciate is so not always a random white guy. Granted, white people are the majority of the country in the U.S., but So there's going to be a lot of old white guys, but like they've had some actual color in that building, and I'm very happy to see that because that doesn't have the what is it? What am I trying to say? The image of the Republican Party for a long time hasn't been colorful. It's just been
No.
it's just been like when you take your wife to the store or something, or you go to the store with any woman and they're like looking at the different shades of white. And this white's so different. We should paint the walls this. Oh, but this one might work better because it's this kind of white. Girl, we don't know what you're talking about, but that whole palette of all same white color, that's the RNC usually.
Yeah.
Now the DNC is the opposite. It just forces itself into having colors, like forcefully. Like they just pull them from the streets. I swear to God. Excuse me. Are you not white? Obviously. Welcome to the Democratic Party. That's like Joe Biden. He's gone. He's a puppet. Was like, I'm gonna pick a black woman for vice president. Buddy, there's only one of those that are running for president right now. So um, you're gonna pick Kamala. She lost the race in a minute because she was a bad candidate. She's qualified for reasons I won't say. And then you have, Trump picking yet another white guy for vice president with the same last three initials. Four? No, NCE. Last three initials, the same. Before it was Pence, now it's Vance.
Mm-hmm.
From Vance Refrigeration. Bob Vance, Vance Refrigeration. That's an Office reference. Let's see. I completely forgot what we were talking about. Went on a tangent there. But yeah, right now, basically, I'm just so politically focused right now because I'm writing a book. I've been writing a book for a while about politics, and I'm almost done with it, and it's just burning in my mind. It's not like a novel. It's just like it's called Division. That's the main title, Division, and then underneath it says America's what is it? America's true social construct. And it just talks about how America's been divided since the very beginning and the reasons for the division. And I'm really proud of how far it's come. But because of that, my mind is just so focused on everything political. And at first, I wasn't going to include anything in the 2024 election. But then I realized it's so much content in just this election. And I'm not just talking like, oh, policy talk, because there's none of it. There's no policy talk. We don't even know what their policies are. If you watch the debate, we just know who's better at golf. We know who's still alive, like mentally. And we know who's strong and who's just really fucking old. But we know they're both jackasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have RFK. I've recently kind of been hoping he wins just for the sake of, I don't know, comedy. I mean, Trump is a funny president.
I feel like that's why a lot of people voted for Trump the first time around.
Well, also because Hillary's just a terrible, terrible choice.
Well, obviously that too. But
Hillary was probably the worst candidate. If they chose Bernie Sanders, our government would look a lot different. Now, I don't particularly like Bernie Sanders, but I think it would have been a completely different political, what's the word? Structure. I think Donald Trump is responsible for the damage to the political structure that we have now, where it went from like
mm-hmm.
Barack Obama and Mitt Romney, peacefully talking, and sometimes there's like a quip here or there because Obama's charismatic, to now just screaming. He comes out on stage yelling at everybody, "You're fat and ugly and you're gay." Wait a minute. That's not how we do these debates. And you're gay too, moderator. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You see, we have menus in
Maybe
stores.
maybe we can make out later.
Now, like I said, that being said, I'd kiss this guy right here. Look how handsome he is. Not with a lot of enjoyment, but I'd kiss him. He's a lot more handsome than this bitch is beautiful, I'll tell you that. Rosie O'Donnell. Ugly, stupid, ugly. But this guy right here, I'd kiss him. Maybe. Even with tongue. I don't know. We'll see.
I might see how far my tongue fits down your throat.
You ever had the Trump Tower? The Trump Tower, my biggest tower, is not a building. And I hear you've got free real estate in the back of your. No. Not for this, bro. Now, for most buildings, you have to purchase sky space. They call it sky space. But for your real estate, all I have to do is buy you a drink. In Trump Tower, the tip of Trump Tower is going to pierce this real estate from top to bottom, and you're going to feel pleasure like never felt before. And you're going to think, wow, I'm so glad that I worked with Trump Tower. And at the end of it, you're going to be pooping golden cum. Pooping. You're going to look at it and you're going to go, wow, that's $1 billion cum right there. And you're welcome. Yep. So anyway, that was how it went when I first met Donald Trump. I was 14. Of course, none of that's true. I don't know. That's crazy. Dude, some of these guys do get off on crazy stories. I love the kids would pull the hair down on my legs and watch the hair crawl back on my legs, and I love kids jumping on my lap. What's that? Can you not say that? If you don't vote for me, you're not black. I couldn't decide if I was going to grab the battery of the boat or grab the shark. I didn't know what to do. What do you do in that situation? Do you grab the shark or you grab the battery? If I grab the battery, am I going to die? What's going to happen? Big Pharma is a big concern because 40% of oh, Jesus, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Now come over here so I can sniff your hair.
Is that a baby?
Let me let me get away from that.
See if there's any residual vagina smell. Sometimes it's still there. He gets his like weird like old guy eyebrows and like this weird side smile that he does. He's like that stupid fake smile, like when he doesn't know what to do. Like he was being like kind of hostile to George Stephanopoulos, and he goes, I don't even think this is political discussion at this point. I think this is just discussion about the memes that are makeable of the state of America. Goodness gracious. I do think Biden is going to switch out though. He's not going to stay. I've been saying it for a while. I don't know if we talked about it, but I've been saying it for a long time that it's only a matter of time before they switch him out. God, I can't wait. But as long as it's not Kamala Harris, oh, if it's Kamala, we're done.
Yeah.
That debate's going to be horrible. And Kamala Harris versus JD Vance debate is going to be JD Vance is actually really smart. He's crazy. He's weird, but he's super smart. He's going to embarrass Kamala Harris. He's not Mike Pence. A fly is not going to land on his head and he's not going to notice. You know what I mean? Mike Pence stood there for an hour on television with a fly in his head.
I mean, flies are attracted to shit, so
That's true. I would kiss anything, fly or woman, fly or woman.
I'd kiss a fly with tongue.
His next trial is the hush money trial of the fly. And they're like, hang on, where's the? They're like, Mr. Trump, we have video proof that you had sex with that fly. And he goes, no, you don't. No, you don't. And they go, yes, we do. Here's the audio. Did you pay that fly to stay quiet? No, I didn't. I didn't pay the fly anything. It was a nice romantic evening. This doesn't sound romantic, Mr. President. You like that fly? That doesn't sound. I don't think that sounds romantic. Well, listen, he came on to me. Listen. It was June. It was June, and it was one of those mosquitoes where you can't really tell until it's too late. So if it was a man, he had free real estate. Listen, I've already said this before. Free real estate in the backyard for Trump Tower. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, goodness. I need help or something. I'm so random. I'm so quirky. I'm a quirky girl. Oh, so I'm no, actually, I'm not gonna tell this story. It might seem offensive. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't tell this story. No, I'll tell this story. So we're walking down the subway, and this can't be offensive. And if it is, you can tell me, and I'll just edit it out. And I see from a distance, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this like a really tall girl wearing a tunic, like from Zelda? If that's the case, maybe it's okay, because girls wear different things all the time. It was a full-grown man, like in his like 60s or something, wearing the Link tunic. And the thing is Kid Link, I don't know if you ever played Zelda. Kid Link doesn't wear like leggings, like white pants underneath the tunic. It's just his skin. And like the tunic only covers so much. Well, this grown man was wearing like kid tunic style pants. And I couldn't tell if he was like a cross dresser or if he was just trying to dress as Link. But all I knew is everyone was uncomfortable except for him. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like I'm walking and like he stops and he turns around because he heard someone call his name or heard something. And he says in Japanese, oh, you again. And the next thing I hear is, you think you could escape? You think you could escape Trump Tower by heading to Japan? You're wrong. I've never had real estate in Japan before, but you'll be the first. I've always liked Kid Link. I always thought in 10 years, he'd be my lover. Trump, he was like 6 or 7 in the game. That's old enough in some countries, not in Japan or America. It's not. Japan bases their laws off
Okay,
of.
make it 12.
All right, okay, make it 12. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like how you look at these young ones. Listen, with enough money and enough persuasion, anybody can be old enough. That's not how that works. And you're still on trial. I am not on trial for. I'm not on trial for anything. How old was the mosquito? Is that fair? Mosquitoes.
Old enough.
Oh, old enough. That's not fair. Mosquitoes age different. Their maturity levels are different. Sir, answer the question. Was the mosquito at least 18 mosquito years old? Listen, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you don't ask questions. You don't ask questions. And you go for it. I looked at the mosquito. I thought, wow, it's a nice mosquito. And he wanted to suck my blood, so I thought he could suck on something else. You know what I mean? Didn't feel very good, but that's okay.
I had to go to the hospital afterwards.
I had to go
But
to the
that's okay.
hospital. He's an African one, so his mosquito nose was quite long, but I also got a disease. I got some kind of mosquito illness from Africa. But like I said, his mosquito penis was quite long compared to most mosquito penises. I'm not talking like a typical mosquito penis that looks like the head of a needle. I'm talking Q-tip. Looked like a black Q-tip. And I took it with pride. And I took it with American spirit. What the fuck? Now back to the thing that we need to focus on. This gentleman here with the tunic. You forgot something, and he pulls out like panties with like a brown streak. Now I sniffed them clean. There's no smell left. Now this guy's a little too old for me. How old are you? 63. Yeah, he's a little too old for me by probably like 60 years. And I don't like to usually, go for the older ones, but I made an exception because this guy's so handsome. So 60 years before, he would have been 3 years old. We're going to make America great again. Simple. You ever seen Shane Gillis, the comedian?
I don't think so, no.
He does this great bit, way better than. Oh no, my Wi-Fi is getting bad. He does this great bit, way better than anybody, way better than I can do, about Donald Trump. You mind if I pull it up?
No, go ahead.
I think you'd love it. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
I miss it. I miss the speeches with Trump. You remember that? We used to get 5 speeches a day when he was in office. Anytime you turn on the TV, that guy was giving another fucking speech. Live, dude. Be in front of a helicopter, screaming, calling a lady a lesbian or something. This could be a tough one to defend at work. But I'm gonna. Now it's sad. Now with Biden, we get like one speech every 3 months. And it's hard. He's like falls and shit. It's hard to watch. It's sad. I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously, I want things to go well, but it's hard to watch him do anything. Anytime I watch Biden do anything, I get the same feeling as like, you ever go to a friend's house and they have like a 16-year-old dog and it walks in the room? You guys do that whole like, oh, hey, there he is. Just look at him. He's looking great.
Shane Gillis is funny.
My favorite thing about Biden is Anytime Biden finishes a speech, he transforms into a Roomba. Like Churchill comes out of the Situation Room
Here it
with
is.
a Gettysburg Address. Greatest speeches of world leaders given, you know, it's got to be up there with like Churchill, Gettysburg Address. For real though, it was my favorite speech I've ever seen a president give. It was the night the United States killed the leader of ISIS. Trump comes out of the Situation Room at like midnight in the White House, and he walks down that fucking tunnel like and gives a press conference like he's giving a post-game NBA just killed a guy press conference. He walks up in front of the entire world at midnight and just goes, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. That's what he opened with. And then he did 40 minutes. The speech is 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
For no reason. It wasn't a prepared speech. He freestyled 40 straight. Not even a speech, just mean shit talk for 40 straight. The meanest shit talk you've ever heard in front of the whole world. Abu. We can hear him crying. I said, Abu, don't cry. Let me tell you something. Abu cried. He cried quite a bit. I wouldn't have cried. That's what we were all talking. Look, I love everything about that speech. I love it. I love thinking about Trump in the Situation Room, surrounded by generals watching watching special forces, watching those cocksucking Navy SEALs.
Yes. Shane Gillis is so funny.
Get out of that, run. No, I love thinking about Trump in the Situation Room, watching a live military operation. He's the only dude in the room that wasn't military. He must have been the only dude watching it that was like, oh! You can tell he's never seen it before by the fucking speech. The speech sounded like a guy just trying to tell you some shit he saw. A lot of guys would knock on the front door, not these guys, not our guys. Not our guys. Our guys went through the wall. They blew up his wall. And they used dogs. Beautiful dogs. Beautiful dogs is the funniest detail. It's true. They actually did it was the Army Rangers and they used dogs because they were afraid.
He's so funny. And he does this Trump impersonation. Oh. He does this Trump impersonation all the time. And he recently went on stage for like a comedy show where like these comedians come out for 60 seconds and they try to make you laugh. And he goes, hey, you know what? Let me just find it and I'll show it to you because I don't want to spoil it for you because this is absolutely incredible. I'm going to have to turn off my background for this. Let me see. Let me go to my history of shorts. Oh. He's the one with the grilled cheese. You know the story with the grilled cheese? Down syndrome? Oh my God, brother. Brother. Where is the... Well, I don't know where the video is that I'm trying to find, but he goes, a lot of retards you guys are having come out here. What's next? You're gonna have a retard come out, a retarded racist, and then an actual disabled person comes out to tell jokes, and he goes, "Oh fuck!" It was so funny. So, oh, this is great. This is what we could talk about. I have to teach you about Shane Gillis. He's a new comedian.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me. I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself. It's funny when you bring up Down syndrome, you can always tell who's never been around it in their lives. You know what I mean? Like if I tell people, if I'm like, yeah, I have family members with Down syndrome, people that have never been around it are always like, oh, like Down syndrome's the fucking end of the world. Like, oh, are they okay? Are they doing okay? It's like, they're doing better than everybody I know. I know having a good time pretty consistently. Sorry they're not on fucking Adderall and anti-anxiety like the rest of us. They're on fucking Capri Suns. Having a good time. Dude, my Uncle Danny sneaks grilled cheese sandwiches into restaurants just in case they don't serve grilled cheese sandwiches. You don't know where he's getting these fucking things. It's the best. It's the best. You'll be out to dinner with him, you look across the table, you see him sneaking a grilled cheese. Hey, yo, where'd you get that cheese, Danny? His dad's with him. He's like, that fucker, he's been making him at night. I know he is. I'm not making him at night, Dad. I'm making him.
Jay Gillis is probably one of the funniest comedians today. He's really, it makes me,
I am President Trump's legal voice.
what the hell? It makes me laugh a lot. I've watched a lot of his stuff. Oh, but his Trump impersonation is the best. Abu Abakar al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. Ay, 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 ay. Whew. Let's see. Oh, I was at a store and there's this little girl staring at me, right? And I'm with my mother-in-law and Risa, and there's this little girl staring at me. So I wave, like, what do you do? And all of a sudden the little girl goes to her mom and she goes, that guy with messy hair waved at me. I'm like thinking, huh? The guy with messy hair waved at me. I'm like, this rude bitch. So my mother-in-law starts laughing, and instead of telling me my hair is not messy, she just comes up and repeats what the little girl said. Ha ha, the guy with messy hair. And yeah, my feelings were hurt quite a bit. Oh, I took a Japanese language proficiency test. So Japan is really, everything you do here is such a pain in the ass, right? So everything you do here takes forever. Like if you want to open a bank account in the US, you could probably do it in 40 minutes. If you want to open a bank account in Japan, it is like a week-long process. You need your you need to get like a something called a hanko, which is like a stamp for your name in Japanese. I have one. I'll show you. You need to get that. So it costs money. Oh, goodness gracious, great balls of testicles. You need to sit down for like an hour and fill out all this paperwork. This is what it looks like though. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's terrible. Well, anyway, so the tests, a test in New York takes like what? An hour and 30 minutes? A full blown exam. I sat down at 11 o'clock and didn't leave that exam room until 6 p.m.
Wow.
And they expect us to stay fully focused. And it was only Indian guys in there. Only Indian guys. And look, all right, this is going to sound controversial, and I'm not meaning to be controversial. None of them wore deodorant. I don't know why. Oh my God. So I want you to just think about it. I didn't sleep a lot that night. There was a terrible smell in the room. I was in there for 6 hours reading paper in a language that's not my first language. I turned into a zombie by the end of that test, between the smell and all those other factors. And they were all so polite to me. To the actual staff, they didn't care. They talked the whole exam. They were just yapping. They were yapping away. Oh, look, it's Trump's wife. So I have the RNC on. And Trump's wife's coming out. Wow, you could see that really well. Oh, is that Trump? No, that's Ivanka. Oh, wow, she's not. Wow. Well, anyway. Oh, no, Melania. Oh, my God. His first wife was Ivana, and his daughter's Ivanka. Oopsie poopsies. So have you been watching any good shows or any Anything interesting?
Um, not really. I mean, in the last week, I started watching the show ER.
ER?
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Oh, it's a show from the 90s about it just follows a bunch of doctors in their day-to-day lives in ER. It's a drama show. Caught
Oh,
glimpses of it when my mom was watching it. I started watching that because I recently got another Max subscription and it was on there.
oh, nice, nice. Oh, yeah, my family used to watch shows like that all the time.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know why they stopped, but I lived it every day when I worked at the hospital because I spent so much time in the ER. And dude, it's so stressful. But it's the perfect
I
thing for a
bet.
TV. It's the perfect thing for a TV show. You ever seen House?
Yeah, my mom used to watch that all the time.
Some kid like died almost from a grilled cheese sandwich, or no, from a cheese sandwich or some shit. I don't know. So, and I used to love cheese sandwiches. And after that, I never ate a cheese sandwich again. Fucking House. My dad goes, "You used to love cheese sandwiches." I go, "Yeah, well, ever since House." And that kid pooped blood. He pooped blood. He had a cheese sandwich. He pooped blood the next day. I don't remember why. I don't remember anything. But he ate a cheese sandwich and he pooped blood. So I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to poop blood. Let's see. What's the oof? Oh my God, wait. Didn't our school used to like lock down the hallways? There was like a
Yes.
hold in place, right? That's what they used to call it.
Yep. Hmm.
Oh, because there was always somebody out in the hallway punching lockers. I remember one time
Someone.
yeah, we know who it is. I remember one time I had bad timing and I get out to go to the bathroom at the same time and she gets out of another classroom and she punches a locker and disappears. I don't know where she goes. And I'm like, what the hell?
I I remember this.
And the
Yeah.
teacher goes, "Did you just punch that locker?" And I go, "No, I think you did." And I got really mad because I don't lie. I'm like, so I was really mean to her. I go, "Well, I didn't fucking punch the locker. I don't think I fucking did." Check the cameras. She goes, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry." And I'm like, wait, now I feel bad. We were all angsty teenagers back then though. You were the only one of
Yeah.
us that I think was pretty calm and normal all the time.
Except for that one time when we got a new English teacher
Yeah. Yep.
and yep,
Yep.
did not get along at first.
Nobody got along with her at first. But
Nope.
after a while, she warmed up and she actually ended up being
Yeah.
great and a lot of fun. Great, great,
Hmm.
great teacher, actually. Once she warmed up to the whole school, it was a rough
Yeah.
adjustment period there. And
Yep.
I remember one time I stayed after class to talk to her about it. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to tell you how to do your job, but this school is kind of rough and it's not your fault. But you got to understand that we don't respond to things like that. Like she was being just really rude. I'm like, you got to kind of approach it a different way. And she started to progressively. And at first she was really mean to me about it. She's like something like, "I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't need you to tell me how to do it." And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the next day she comes up to me and she apologizes. She says, "I thought about it all night and I felt so bad. And I just wanted to apologize to you." And I go, "No, I get it. You have a teenager trying to tell you how to do your job. I'm sure anybody would kind of be upset about it."
Hmm.
And I think from that point on, her and I got really close. Um, I always had a connection with all the teachers. It was really cool. But like at the beginning, it was hard because it wasn't the teacher before. Everybody loved him.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he he's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I've never really been anxious except that one time within like the first month of her being there. I remember you and I were walking out of class, and I, being a fucking smartass, just kind of yelled out loudly. I was like, "Boy, do you know who I miss?" and then I said our old teacher's name as the door was still closing.
I know.
I I feel like a dick now about that.
Yeah, but I don't. Because at first she was kind of just really rough and really mean to us all. She
But yeah,
won.
it's because of the fact that we ended up having a much better relationship over time
Yeah,
that
yeah,
start to make me kind of feel like, man, I kind of wish I didn't say that one thing that one time.
yeah. But I think she felt bad about the same things,
Yeah.
about how uh, twisted. And now it's just the school's terrible from what I hear. But I remember one time it was like I missed a lot of school because I had anxiety issues. I think because of the change, to be honest, looking retrospectively, there was too much change, and I got too
Hmm.
safe with it. And you know, I don't know.
Yeah, we had like two teacher replacements at the same time.
One of them was an amazing replacement.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, so good. Uh, the other one was a slow burner. Didn't seem great at first, but it was good. Good replacement.
Hmm.
Not equal. It was not an equal trade though. But I remember I come back to school and she's like just shooting attitude at everybody. And me and the other guy were usually the ones that would just be like, "Who the fuck? What the fuck?" Like we would speak up, and I'm like, "That's a great way to make a first impression." I base a lot of my relationships off of first impressions. Is what I said. She gets quiet. She kind of gives me like a scowl, and I think I said something really just I don't remember, but I remember I was quite salty for a little while. And then she ended up being one of my favorite teachers. It was crazy. So that first
Hmm.
impression wasn't anything. I think we're all just human. And when you're a kid in school, you kind of don't see the teachers as that. You see them as teachers.
Yeah.
Like you don't see them. And then when you're out of school, you're like, oh, they're really just normal people.
I mean, I started to kind of see that in high school.
Yeah, towards the end, right?
Yeah.
Um, but now at our age that we're kind of getting towards, teachers are our age, the new teachers. Like they're coming
Hmm.
out of college and they're teaching at our age, and it's like, oh shit! So it's our peers, and they don't know what's going on in their lives just as much as we don't have any clue what's going on in ours.
Hmm.
And they have to go in and be a role model and structure our children. Our teachers
Yeah,
should
it's
live a lot better lives than they do.
hmm
I don't know. That's what I
baffling to
think.
think about.
Yeah. Like if I was president one day, you know what I mean? Although it's not even possible to do because it's a state by state thing, I would do something for our teachers because teachers really are not just the backbone, I would say, but I would say that they're also like the pillars. They're and they all have to work together with the parents to structure this child because for a long time it's just the parents with the children, but after that you have these teachers that are also there structuring your children
Yep.
and having to guide your children through this crazy mix of cultures that is high school in America, because everybody goes through it from a different household and their parents come from a different country sometimes, or their parents come from a different place in America, and these teachers have to try to guide them correctly along with the parents, but the parents don't know what's going on in school. There's so much trust for these teachers and so little pay. There's no reason that I should be making more than a teacher. Simple.
Yeah. No.
They are such more, they have such more value. And what is it, supply and demand that they say? Well, there's nothing but demand for teachers because without them, I think there's nothing good of a society unless they're bad teachers. Although teachers do get paid pretty good towards the end of their careers, like a lot, but it's the start. It's the start of the careers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the first 3 quarters that's really important.
Yeah. The first 3 quarters, dude, they're like making $30,000 a year. 30 to $40,000 a year. That is like such little money, really. Such little money. When I was making $30,000 a year, I remember my savings account had nothing. Bills and everything. By the end of the month, I had a couple $100 that would feed me the next month. So every dollar is accounted for when you're making $30,000 a year.
Yep.
Which, there's no room to unless you're, in you have a roommate or you're married or something like that. $30,000 a year doesn't work. If it's two people make $30,000 a year, one person can save their entire salary, and then you guys are sitting pretty good. But I don't know. Which is me and Reese's plan is like we're gonna just live off of my salary, which I am saving myself, and then she'll save her salary. And dude, we're gonna get rich. We'll be rich as fuck. Soon we'll be sitting at a table with Donald Trump, and he'll either flirt with me or her or both. He's a bisexual king, apparently.
Be kissing you with tongue.
Look, this Japanese woman, she's beautiful, but look at this guy. His beautiful blue eyes and kissable lips. I want to kiss him. This time with a lot of enjoyment. What? You ever heard of the Trump Tower?
And also with tongue.
He starts the Trump Tower talk. I wonder what, because guys like him don't usually flirt, so they don't know how to flirt. I wonder really how he flirts. You know what's funny? I'm thinking about it. If you go to any of our podcast episodes and you just like double tap the screen a few times, there's going to be every few taps me doing a Trump impersonation. I thought about this just now, and it's the most random and you don't expect it. So like I'll be talking about the most tragic shit, and all of a sudden you'll hear, and another thing. I need help. Oh, bloody hell. How long have we been going? Hey, yo, we've been going for an hour and 23 minutes. I've still got, what's the word in English? Holy shit, I don't know. More room, more, I'm still free. I still good. Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go?
No, it's fine. We can keep going.
Oh, dude, what the fuck? Dana White, the president of the UFC, is giving a speech at the RNC. What?
I heard Hulk Hogan was going to be there too.
What is wrong with? They had a rapper Amber Rose come out too. She's like a half black woman. She had a tattoo on her forehead. But Dana White of all people. So when my job is paying people to punch each other in the face, and Donald Trump comes out, I think, wow, he likes to see people get punched in the face. It's crazy. You know, he was supposed to go to a UFC event last Saturday, the 13th. He didn't, of course, because he got shot.
Mm.
Did I show you this?
No, you didn't.
So that's what my stamp looks like.
Ah.
Kind of cool. Reese's is a lot cooler back before she took my last name, but now that hers is the same last name, it's kind of like her first name's really pretty kanji, and then her last name is my ugly name. In Japanese, you have 3 alphabets, and for foreign names and for foreign words, they use the third one, which just so happens to also be the ugliest one. Which sucks, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't complain, but I am complaining because I'm a complainer. I'm a complainer. Damn it, there it is again. So Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Hang on, let me try it this way. This is her first name. Oh my God, I disappeared. This is her first name, right?
Yeah.
And then her last name is this ugly Karoru. So dumb. It was a really cool last name. It was Matsumoto before. And that's a pretty popular last name here, I guess. But now it's Carol. So she's got a very Japanese first name and then Carol, like a very American. At least it's not like Smith. Smith is such a stereotypical name. What's the most stereotypical name in America? Like John Smith or something like that.
Yeah.
John Richard Smith. That's my name. My middle name is John. I wish it was my first name, to be honest. Carter's kind of a weird name. But any toot. Ugh, I don't know what to talk about anymore, actually. Just some rambling. It's a lot of fun, though.
Hmm.
I think we're finding our God, I gotta try to think of, the first 10 episodes is gonna be rough. Everybody says it, but oh well. How many views do we have on the last episode anyway? Yeah, I'm sorry. It took me forever to upload that. It was dude, I'm just so tired recently. I don't sleep anymore. So I'm gonna try to get this one out as fast as possible. So hopefully like by next week. But if not, then oh, that is so hurtful. I look at it and it's fucking zero. Oh, 5 views. It's 5 views. Okay.
5.
It was 0 when I first saw it. I was like, damn, that's rough. The other one's 27. Nice. Yeah. So when I'm back in America, this is the plans for the future of our podcast. It'll be a lot easier, I think. I have another microphone, literally just like this. My grandmother bought it, but I'll just buy it back. She's not going to use it. I don't know why she bought it. She wanted it so bad. I was like, okay, you can have it. Just $20 or whatever I charged it, $60 because it's an expensive microphone. So what I'll do is we'll set up like a little space every few weeks and we'll have both microphones and we'll just sit next to each other and we'll actually have an in-person podcast. And at that point, we'll actually have like a rhythm to it and we'll know what we're doing. Because like I said, right now we're still trying to figure it out. But I think it's kind of fun, you know? You and I've got like a banter anyway. Like last episode, I was watching just laughing. And like the latter half is so funny. I just wish my laptop was good enough for us to do like, talking about YouTube stuff, YouTube drama, so we could look at the videos and talk about it. That kind of stuff seems like a really fun thing to do. But until then, this is fine. I'm having a good time. Having a good time. Oh, so my mom mailed me a bunch of my ocarinas, and I'm watching the tracking, and they're holding them in customs, like they won't release them in Tokyo, and I don't know why, and my mom doesn't know why either. And I thought about it. I'm like, why won't they release it? It's just ocarinas. Well, there's 2 reasons that I thought about. Number 1, I hold them in a gun case.
Oh.
And there's a bunch of them in a gun case because a gun case is so cushioned, right? And number 2, the fucking shape is literally so they're scanning it. They see gun case and a bunch of these. And they're like, wait a minute. Wait, we can't let this guy have this. But I don't know. I don't know. Did you see my video I posted with the ocarina?
No, I didn't.
It's just a short video. That's just trying to get some sort of fame, any means necessary. By any means necessary. on X, it has 935 views and 1 retweet. So I'm pretty famous.
Not bad.
I'm pretty famous. Well known, world renowned. Anyway, if I just keep going, we're just gonna keep talking about random stuff. So we should call it an episode, I think.
I think so.
All right. Thank you for watching Soggy Conversations episode 3. I can't believe we're still doing it. I'm actually so happy. Well, I'm going to Tsushiba tomorrow, which is a different place in Japan. So that'll be cool.
Nice.
So next week or the week after, we'll record another episode. Woo! Woo! I do want to do a live coverage of the election night together. We got to figure, I'm going to look into how we can do that because I think that would be a lot of fun if you'd be down.
Yeah.
I know a lot about like how the scoring works for the electoral college and stuff. So we could have some in-depth conversation about it and it'd be really fun if it's still Trump and Biden. If not, then I have to work on a new impersonation of somebody else for Biden's stead. If it's just Kamala, I just have to laugh like a weirdo. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see y'all in a few weeks.